So this one is for the class of work. And for the class of work, there's a sub-professionals. The Ministry of Finance approved 2.1 maximum. But for the state, it is just 1.4. 1.4, we cannot even break even because it is mandatory to provide for the EPF and then mandatory to provide for the SOCSO. In fact, now CIDB registration, etc., we also have to get them registered. And then CIDB also require us to make sure that we send them for the appropriate training. So all these are additional costs. So actually at 1.4, you'll find that a lot of consulting firms are crying. So we are presuming the reason for this 1.7 and 1.4, why it is so low. And our presumption would be a lot of our clients think that these supervision staff are temporary staff, hired on contract basis for the duration of the particular project. So in a way, this is quite true. Because the low multiplying factor make it such that it is too expensive to keep the staff. And then there is also the presumption that employers do not need to bear the salary cost in between projects. And there is also no provision or hardly any provision for training by the employers. And the site staff generally thought since they are on contract, they are not entitled to bonus or gratuity. They just fulfill the contract. And there is also the misconception that the overheads to maintain those staff are lower.
And then the other one, I must say here that if you were to review the multiplier factor, I would suggest that a committee before representing ACEM, the cost Ministry of Finance, our own Ministry of Finance, and Ministry of Infrastructure. Let us deliberate first, and then the government will look at the recommendation by this committee. Because you have your basic already, data, then just deliberate, then you recommend what is the appropriate fees or the multiplier factor. And then I'm sure after that, Tan Sri, Minister of Infrastructure, will bring up to the Cabinet and we will decide. Of course, we will decide towards upward. Cannot be done. But the figure has to be calculated, like correct figure. It could be more than what you propose. Kalau more than you propose, assuming more than purpose, I just keep quiet lah. No, this is just joke lah. But what we do is, your figure must take into consideration what happened within 10 years. You have to take into consideration inflation rate. You have to take into consideration our cost of living. All that must be calculated at least for 10 years, up to the year 2030. And that's where you deliberate among yourself, and then the local SFS office will look into all this, and then it must be reasonable so that it can be sustainable.